My beautiful people, we are reminded again about the harsh realities of life, and particularly what the harsh realities of life many of our public figures, celebrities find themselves in, and particularly in the entertainment industry. That is one of the most cruelest field um, of profession that many people chose without, with the love. Actually, it's with the love that comes from their heart that they choose to do that. They choose to entertain us. But the entertainment industry is not as kind to them as they are kind to us. She finds herself homeless. She's at the shelter for women and children. That shelter is for women who are running away from their partners, abusive partners, women and children who've got nowhere to stay, women and children who are going through a very hard time, women and children who are going through whatever that makes them shelterless, pay whatever time. So she is there, and I think from her story, many women would know that actually they don't have to live wherever they live. You know, sacrificing their own mental health, thinking they've got absolutely nowhere to go. There are places that SAPS does offer for people to stay there. She does tell her story because she says she felt like she had to own it because as a public figure, as a celebrity, definitely there were people who were taking pictures and videos possibly, and her children as well. And she thought sooner or later, it's gonna be on the streets and it's gonna be told in a way that it may not be, it may have flowers. She decided that she was gonna take the story and own it and tell it for herself. And her opening up has helped other women and still gonna help other women. So as you share the story, it's not as bad as we think it is. That's the part that I like about the story. It's not a hopeless story. It's a story that possesses a lot of hope. Just watch until the end and please share with others because more women need to hear this. Sometimes we burden ourselves with debts, thinking there is nothing that we can do, only to find that there are places that we can go to. Sometimes there are women who are deciding to take their lives and the lives of their children, thinking that there's no other option. Now they would know there are options out there. Just listen to her.
Hi, hello. I'm here to clarify a few things and iron some things out for those who seem worried or for those who just are trying to figure out what's going on. But most importantly, like I said, I'm owning my own story and nobody's going to go tell my story for me or about me. because that's how I remove the shame and that's how I regain my power. So yes, the kids and I are at a shelter, a woman and children's safety house owned by the police department. And so it's very safe here. It's only women and children. Everything is provided for. And they just keep you here until you feel safe enough to get out there if you come from a domestic violence situation. Or you can stay here long enough to get back on your feet. Now, I have been trying to survive for the longest of time with the one job that I have, which is my radio job. However, it's been difficult to find other jobs. Right, and then secondly, why don't I just stay with friends or with family members? I don't like to overburden people. Besides the fact that I don't know how to ask for help, I also don't want to overburden people. I get a lot of questions like, why don't you send kids to your mother's house? Okay, and then for those who are concerned about where to from here, what are you going to do now? Well, listen, to my surprise, this place offers you stability and it offers you a safe place to be in until you get back on your feet. And so I'm going to stay here for as long as I can to accumulate enough money to move into a home for my children and I. Why did you end up here, Nolo? What happened to where you were staying? Because of not having a job, like a 9-to-5 or something that sustains me. It was very difficult for me to maintain rent. On top of maintaining rent, my mother was the one who always had to pitch in the other half of the rent for us to live. And last year at some time, last year October, I took the money for rent to print the books, hoping that the books would have sold and I can repay the landlord. So October, November, December. By December, she was cut for and she kicked me out. She kicked me out and put my things out in the open. I did have some people help me with storage. My furniture, my clothes, and everything are scattered in people's houses. She's in the bathroom.
But she's not in the other bedroom or a bedroom.
She is in the bathroom, Kawe. Hi. Right, so why didn't I get a job since I have qualifications? I have a degree in psychology and I have a diploma in teaching. My diploma cannot be completed because I am still on financial suspension. I registered it on debt, and now that I wrote the exams and everything, I cannot go register with CEDA unless I hold the qualification in my hand. And once you register with CEDA, only then can you be qualified to teach in any school. So I'm stuck in that department. In terms of my degree in psychology, all the places I tried, like to be a social worker, to work in the HR department, because I did industrial psychology where we take care of the well-being of workers in an environment. Right? You can have it. So I've been finding it very difficult. Next question, Nolo. Why can't you get any other job then, like work in a corporate environment as admin? Why can't you actually figure out a way to be financially sustained? I honestly thought writing my book was going to be my source of stable income. Obviously, I'm not business-minded. That was not a calculated move to make. So, yes, I do work on radio, but, it's not a lot. I do weekend shows only, so it's not a lot. Have I been applying to do bigger shows on bigger platforms? Yes, I have. But I guess it's not the right time, right? But we keep moving. I did consider working on Mr. D, do take a lot delivery, food delivery. I did try to do that, but I don't have a car. It was repossessed a long time ago. Another question was somebody saying to me, Maranolo, you're a public figure. How can you suffer when you're sitting on your treasure box right there? So, I'm pushing the assumption that I should probably go get myself a sugar daddy to sustain me. I'm raising girls. I don't want my children to think that is the only way out in life. Do you understand? I cannot do that. I'm sorry, I don't have the guts to do that. So Sipedi siri, ngwana o sa leng o gola thareng. If you suffer in silence, you'll never get the help that you need. So yesterday, when I noticed that this business of mine is going to end up in the public eye because people were either recording or taking a picture, but I can see the light behind the camera, behind the phone is on. So I thought to myself, you know what, Nolo, go out there, tell your story first, so that people don't end up having tea over your misfortunes. They will have tea over it, but they'll have tea knowing the story from the horse's mouth. Okay? But I just want to say, it was my bravery to speak that helped me, because as we speak, I've already received job offers. As we speak. So Satan, if there's one thing I know about myself, is that I can fall on hard times and be on rock bottom, baby. But like a phoenix, I always rise from the ashes, okay? And any struggle I face is never in vain. Yes, I was angry. I was angry with God for a while. And I'm like, but Lord, I do everything according to your word. I live according to your word. I live in a holy way and in a way that worships you in everything that I do. Why must I still be the one suffering? Why but at least I was complaining. I wasn't running to people, you know? So I know for a fact, like I know, without a shadow of doubt, I will rise again. I will rise again, and my kids will be fine. Listen, as you can see me speaking right now, the fact that I can vocalize myself clearly means that I have a sigh of relief. Like I'm relieved. That heavy weight on my shoulders is off. And I just wanted to say, even if the world writes you off, even if they label you and put you under a certain box, even if they give up on you, your loved ones give up on you, just know that there's a God you can run to and cry to. And above that, believe in yourself enough to know you will rise again. So yes, Kiwile. I've fallen in hard times. I tried with my book. I tried with the few gigs I got here and there. But Kiwile, one thing for sure. Okay, so lastly, I just want to say to the ladies that reached out to me in their DMs and, confess that they're also going through a similar situation. They're about to be evicted and so on and so forth. I will help you the best way I can. And I'll give you the necessary resources and help in terms of context as I've already walked this journey. And then I just also want to say, there's this other lady who broke my heart. She said that she went back home, her childhood home where she grew up, and because she divorced her abusive husband. But every day at home, she's reminded how much of a failure she is and how stupid she was to break up with her partner. Now, and she's like, I'm constantly depressed. I didn't know such kind of help is available. In silence. And I was tired of pretending like everything is okay. It's not. My mental health took a serious knock. And only when I decided to ask for help did things really start changing in my favor. So I pretend the man. And you know how they say never look at people on Instagram and assume you know their whole lives. You will think they're living like Vida. Am I ashamed right now that my enemies know my business and they're probably rejoicing over my misfortunes? I don't care. I don't care. They will not stop my ticket into getting into heaven. They will not change the price of bread. Neither will they even get me a job to be able to take care of my kids. So no, I don't care. Anyway. But in conclusion, I think I just want to say, you know what? Thank you to those that offered help and finance. And listen, I did not broadcast this to get some sympathy. I did not tell this part of my life to get financial help. I get it. Thank you to those that have offered their homes. I really appreciate you. Thank you to those who say they're willing to help financially. I don't need that kind of help necessarily. If somebody asks me, what do you need me to help you with? I say, help me with prayer so I can get a job that will sustain me and my children. That's all I'm asking for. Because my children, they don't want to be separated from me. The idea of actually taking them to go live in Limpopo while I hustle here in Joburg does not sit right, especially with my oldest one. She says, I am not leaving you and my sister. I almost lost you in hospital when you went to give birth, and I don't want to lose you again. So here I was, starting something, thinking it's all about me. I'm putting myself out there to remove the shame, to take my power back, and to be in control of my narrative and my life for the sake of my kids, and just carrying this cross of mine and doing it on my own. Auntie, I'm liberating other women out there. Like, it touches me so much to see these DMs of women saying, I can relate to your story so much. And if you can push and still push and try to make it happen for your kids, it's beautiful to watch, I'm glad my story can actually, even though that was never my intention, but my story is actually liberating so many women. And I think for me personally, I had to just accept my situation. Like, I need to stop pretending. It's better. And when I accepted my situation, that's the first step to healing.